In this next video, we're going to show you how to remove it and then replace it with the new product. Right here at the top, you're going to have your digitizer. This is where we cut it, and then you'll have the pins here. They don't slide in like an Apple digitizer would. They basically rest in, and they do kind of slide in here up to the ribbon portion. But what you want to do is the black clip that's right here. You basically want to go up underneath it, pull that up, just be gentle. You'll notice this board here will start to move. You'll notice that it is connected to a speaker port. Sometimes it's best to kind of get up underneath there and pop that out. But in this case, I was able to just sort of simply rest my finger here while I came up with the pry tool, and it did lift up the bracket here. And I'm going to kind of show you how to rest it in there so it's not so it makes a little bit more sense. But you'll notice that there are clips that are on it on the sides here, and these particular clips right here on the side actually go in, kind of go at an angle in there, and once you get it right, once you get it right, you'll feel it kind of go in, and you'll see a line right there. That line, I'll point this out to you, is where you're going to feed it into. That's what it goes into. Once you get it up to there, it's going to stop, and then of course you can roll that clip back down onto it. So I'll let you just show you with the broken one here. It's a little bit easier. It just kind of rests in there, and when you lay it down, the clips on the side will kind of fit into it, so you just can't really jimmy it out. But just lift it up, slide it out, it comes right out. And this is the new product here. We'll see the lining here of the digitizer here, and we're going to flip it the other way. And I like to leave the plastic wrapping that's on it on the back and the front, because when we flip it over and it goes back into its casing, we may have to clean extra residue off of that. So I'm going to show you how to reattach that, and we'll kind of go from there. Here, when we have our new assembly, kind of clean this up a little bit. We have our new assembly. You're going to have a little bit of tape. So be gentle with it, but just removing the tape here. I should have showed you earlier, but you'll notice it's just very simple. There is green tape that's placed on it. You can use your finger. You can use, any kind of tweezers that you might have to lift that tape off of it, and very simple. And again, depending on how strong the tape is, this actually was pretty tight, but it was also from the factory. Holding down just gently on the board is probably what you'd want to do here when you're starting to pull that off. Now with the new one, it's virtually the same assembly here, no different. And you just got to be really careful because you don't have a ton of room. And I know you can't see this, but all I'm doing is just removing the tape that was binding it to the inside of the digitizer here. And what we're going to do, and just lay it down. So I have the Samsung side here is going to roll over on this side. It's going to roll inside when we bring it together. And then the button assembly, which is at the bottom, will fold into the button assembly that's on the other side of the tablet here. And gently put it up there. And you can let this pretty much do all the work for you, for the most part. And just kind of gently whittle her in there. There you go. See, it just kind of went in there on its own. And you'll just like the other one, just be very careful with it. You don't want it to rest all the way down. We don't want to bend this cable any more than it already is. And then we'll just simply go down and clamp that down right on top of it. Now, we have to fold it back around. Again, I don't want it to sit too much. So I'm going to rest this a little bit on the board. This is probably a bad idea, setting it on this. You really should use a good workbench, which I do have, but it's a mess, and I had to bring it over here to do the video. And you'll notice, let me move the camera a little bit. As I'm arcing this up in a triangle formation here, it's kind of wrapping the cable in place around like it should be. Okay, and I'm going to remove the tape here. And I'm going to remove the tape down here in this corner here that was basically holding the LCD. I'm holding it with my hands now. And in most cases it's already glued in there. It's not going to come out. So in most cases you're just going to be absolutely fine. And I'm just carrying it together. Now I'm not going to assemble it right away. I can actually hold this with one hand. I just want to flip it so that you're able to see it. And I'll reopen it. Okay, so it's attached. It's in there. I'm going to lay this back down. Okay, and you'll notice that, you know, amidst the touching it, you know, I've got a little bit of dirt and grime in there, and that's why I do leave the plastic on this side as well as the other side, because, you know, once I'm done cleaning this off, I'm going to blow it. I'm going to make sure that any little remnants of glass here has been removed off of it as well. Another notation here I forgot to mention to you: the home button, if you move it or flip it, it's going to pop out. Don't worry. It's normal. There is really only one way to put that button in. One side's got the bigger square, one side's got the smaller square, and even I was the kid that put the square block in the circle hole, but I'm pretty sure I could figure this one out. So it just rests right back in there, and when you bring your assembly back over it, it will hold it down into place. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now, unfortunately, this part has to happen the way that it is, because the assembly inside of here in the frame, you'll see that the digitizer will actually come up over this part in here when you're placing it back in there. Once you're done cleaning off the LCD here, you'll go ahead and pull the tape off, blow it, maybe just compressed air. Make sure that you got everything off of it. Once you do and it's clean, go ahead and peel this off. Some folks like to heat this up before they put it back on there. This is super sticky already that it is. I mean, it's really sticky the way that it is from the factory. But if you want to, feel free to put some double-sided tape in there if you like, or if you want to do some OCA in here. I don't recommend it, only because, you know, if they come back